Hello everybody, it's NoobMister here, and while Shadow of Mordor gameplay plays in the background, I am going to share with you a list of what I feel are quite commonly seen Twitch stereotypes that you see when people start streaming games. Now, this isn't the sort of be-all, end-all list of these are the types of people you will see when you go onto Twitch and watch people streaming. This is just kind of my own observation. These are the kinds of people that I see popping up quite a lot, and you just see them appearing so often that you sort of feel like, oh, you know, they're this kind of streamer and they're that kind of streamer. I'm not really saying this is a kind of a mean thing. This is just, again, like I said, my kind of personal observation. Okay? So in other words, it's all my opinion. No need to get offended. We live in a democracy, people. Anyway, starting at the top of the list, because I kind of did this in order of least severe to probably the worst, again, like I said, in my opinion. At the top of the list, we have the Twitch professionals. Now, when I say professionals, I mean kind of like people who do things for, like, newscast websites, game companies who are just sort of showing off their game and how it's been developing, like, for example, what happened with Eternal Crusade during the whole early access thing. They did a weekly live stream to say, you know, this is the stuff that we've been doing recently, and this is the stuff that you can look forward to. And, like I said, you've also got people who are on news websites. You don't tend to see an awful lot of those, but I would assume that they do them occasionally. Probably not as much as the game companies, but, you know, when the mood takes them, I suppose. And then, of course, you have the world tournaments for a specific game, because those are of a very high, you know, quality standard, so you can't fault that. And, of course, you also have specific YouTubers like Total Biscuit, for example, who always do their weekly podcasts, like the Co-optional Podcast, which I actually do enjoy listening to and watching as well, because just the way TB, Jesse, and Dodger sort of bounce off of each other with some of their comments, it can get really, really hilarious at times. And that's also where I picked up the whole Battlefleet Dodger thing that I did as a Source Filmmaker animation. So, yeah, those are what I would consider to be the professionals. Next, we have the career streamers. Now, this was sort of a term that I came up with by myself, because these are the kinds of people who have sort of, kind of like how people on YouTube make it big. They've made it big on Twitch by just sitting there playing games, and they somehow earn enough money to be able to do this as essentially a career. Now, one thing I have noticed with these people in particular is that they do tend to stream the same game all the time. This generally tends to be the big MOBAs like League of Legends, Dota. You know, you also get people playing Counter-Strike Go, and of course recently people have been playing Overwatch as well. They might deviate from that and go and play like some new trending release title, but other than that they tend to stick to one type of game. Now, while I'm not going to fault them and say, oh, they shouldn't do that all the time because it's boring, you know, that's just their opinion. I do get bored playing and watching the same thing constantly, so that's why you will never see me playing the same game over and over and over again. Yes, I know I've been playing Shadow of Mordor recently on a lot of my live streams, but that was because I was really getting into it, and, you know, by the time we got to the end of the game, I was just like, right, that's it, I'm done with this, we're moving on to something else. I know there's all the other DLC as well, I might come back to that another time, but yeah, these people tend to play the same game and make money doing it. So, good for them. Next, we have the tryhard streamer. These are the people who want to be career Twitch streamers, but they're not quite there yet, or they haven't found the right formula and they're sort of still lacking on views and followers, and they're nowhere near getting a partnership with Twitch or getting people to actually pay for subscriptions to them. They might have like off-site subscriptions or get like the odd occasional donation, but they've got a long way to go. Now you probably might be sitting there thinking, hold on, doesn't that sound like somebody we know? Well, yes, because I would consider myself to be a try-hard streamer, because I would really like to be able to make money off of Twitch as well as the YouTube stuff, because it's kind of like the ultimate career combination, being able to create content for YouTube and play games and earn money from doing it on Twitch. So yeah, it's something I'm working towards. I know it's all sort of coming down to the whole money aspect of things, but, you know, would a lot of people do this as frequently if money wasn't involved? I mean, I know a lot of YouTubers sit there and go, oh, this is my passion, this is my passion, this is something I really enjoy doing. Yeah, that's true, but at the same time, you know, if you weren't making as much money as you were, you probably wouldn't be doing this as frequently, but that's another topic. Next up, we have the hobby streamers. They are pretty much people who just stream whenever they feel like it. They have no set schedule, they just do it whenever they please, and they just go, yeah, I'll just do this because I enjoy streaming and sharing my gameplay experiences with people. They do tend to become career streamers, or they might become career streamers at one point, especially if it becomes, you know, something that is viable to them. But if that's not what they're interested in, then, well, they just won't do it. So not really an awful lot to cover on these guys, because they just Twitch stream whenever they feel like it. So can't fault them on that. Next up, we have the Twitch waifu. Now this one is specifically aimed at female streamers. I'm not sure what the male equivalent will be. I think that'd be like a Twitch cool dude or something, but I really wouldn't know. But specifically, Twitch waifus are females who are very cute or have a very attractive appearance, but that's not what their main focus is. Yes, they might cosplay every now and again, and they may sort of pose for pictures off-site on things like Facebook and Twitter and things, but when they stream, their looks are kind of secondary to the actual gameplay. They focus just as much on their gameplay as they do on their appearance. One thing I have noticed with this particular type of Twitch streamer is that they do tend to talk an awful lot. Almost to the point where they will have a scene set up in something like XSplit or OBS where, you know, while they're waiting for another game, they will change the image so that they're the center focus and the game's just off to one side, and then switch back once the game starts up again. Personally, I think that they do that a little too often. There were a number of times where I've gone and tried to watch like League of Legends streams or Dota streams, and people are just sitting there talking. And personally, I'm just sitting there thinking, just play the game. Just start the game already! And anybody who knows what that was a reference to can get some brownie points and go buy some cookies, because you've played games just as much as I have. They also tend to be very talented artists as well, because they will occasionally stream themselves drawing art for their fans and, you know, might go back to playing a game later, or once the stream sort of comes to an end or is nearing its end, they will start doing some artwork instead. So yeah, we all have our Twitch waifus. I've got at least 2 or 3, I will admit. There are a couple that I do follow for that sort of reason, but they do play games as well, so that's a good thing. So, you know, it's not like the next people that we have, who I like to refer to as a Twitch bitch. Now, this may sound harsh, but we've all seen them. They do exist, and they come in one of 2 forms, and sometimes they can overlap, which makes it even worse. First of all, in the Twitch bitch category, you have the Yes, I did bleep that word out because I know some people do get triggered by it, but there you go. This is kind of the opposite of a Twitch waifu. Their image will quite literally take up more of the screen than the game. And they're also the types that tend to wear very low cut tops on purpose, and also tend to be the ones who get up and start twerking and dancing halfway through a stream once they get a certain donation type or somebody subscribes to them. You know, it's all about their looks. They don't care about the game, they just want people to goggle at them. That's not what Twitch is for, and you can get banned for that, because I have heard of situations in which that has happened. Second within the Twitch bitch category, you have the professional victim. Now, I'm not talking about like social justice warriors or feminists. I'm talking about somebody who will leave their chat quite literally open to anything. They have no mods, they don't even have Nightbot running, and they will just let people sit there and insult them to high heaven. And they will tend to sit there and go say things like, "Oh, shut up, stop it, leave me alone, stop being so mean." And yet they don't stop the stream and deal with these people. They just let them keep going. And the sad thing about it is, people come and watch that shit. And they also donate to the streamer as well in order to get their message popping up on the screen, you know, calling them names and telling them that they're fat and things like that. And, you know, it's just, why would you do that to yourself other than to get money? I personally would never be able to sit there and deal with that kind of insult. I mean, some of you have probably seen me getting insulted on streams before, and I'm just like, nope, not dealing with this shit, and I immediately block them. Or someone like TGError or Spirit or Howie gets in there first and blams them? Yeah, they blam them. Blam! You're banned. But anyway, like I said, sometimes these two can cross over, and that's when it starts getting bad. And that's normally when you start seeing people getting banned and then whine about it. So, now, going on to sort of the male side of things, you have the Twitch whacker. Now, I don't mean, you know, somebody who sits there and jerks off to porn while the camera is going, because I have heard that there was one situation where somebody thought the camera was switched off and then they started, you know, fapping to porn. I am serious. I think it was Mollo who told me that once, so yeah, I'm not talking about people like that. I'm talking about anybody who is comparable or acts exactly the same as Darkside Phil. They basically sit there and insult their viewers, whine when they don't get any money, and then make it sound like that's all that they're in it for. They just go, "Oh yeah, it was really a really profitable month last month, I got so much money." And then the next minute they're going, "Oh, I'm struggling, I'm not getting enough money, my income is down this month, oh, please help me." You know, those kinds of people are just, well, if that's what you're doing Twitch for, then you're doing it for all the wrong reasons. I mean, I kind of feel like I might be slipping into that category, but I'm trying to pull myself back and going, no, I'm doing this because I want to do it and I enjoy doing it. Yes, I would love to get paid for this. Everybody would love to get paid for it, but I just don't want this to feel... I just don't want to feel like this is all about the money, if you can sort of see what I mean. But yeah, those are what I feel like are Twitch stereotypes. And like I said, this was all my opinion, so let me know in the comments. Do you think that my stereotypes are bang on, and that I sort of hit the nail on the head? Or do you think that I might have been a little bit too harsh in areas? Let me know and let's start a discussion on this. Let's try and increase the quality of Twitch streams that we see on, well, Twitch. Anyway, folks, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again next time.